Hey everyone, so if you have seen my other video, my reception cut out. I had no connection after a couple minutes, so I'm trying this again in a different location. I am at our local community theater where The Price is Right Live is going to be going on tonight. I just grabbed my name tag, look familiar from the show, and I'm in hopes of being called down, to come on down I should say, to play The Price is Right. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. I'm probably breaking the rules. Here's their dress rehearsal. So anyways, I wanted to share with you, considering that this is a live show, all the things that could go wrong during a presentation or a live show, right? You've probably seen it. People's slides go out, people's cell phones go off. So what do you do to make things run smoothly when you're giving the presentation? When I was an Academy of Art University outreach representative doing presentations, I had to bring a projector and this DVD video that we would play, and chances are there would be technological difficulties. So what do? Instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, and fumbling and being all flustered, you can instead turn to another visual aid, have a plan B, have a backup plan. So instead of playing the DVD, I can have a brochure or some kind of booklet that talks through our programs and shows another visual aid. Yeah, it's not as great as plan A, but the show must go on, right? So another tip for you to keep in mind is if your slides go out, your slides just don't work, again, don't be all flustered. Know your slides well enough so that you can keep going. Maybe have a printed copy of your slides ready to go so that at least you can walk through them comfortably, even if the audience can't follow along. One of my coworkers was telling me about a time when she was watching a presentation where the slides didn't work. So instead of apologizing and again getting flustered, the presenter was smart enough to have his slides on his phone so that he could plug it in and play them that way. Pretty smart, right? And there's probably ways now to project them without plugging it in. So having that backup plan, nowadays with technology at our fingertips, it's so easy to be able to have plan B. So what do you do if your presentation is running long, or if the presenter before you ran long and you need to cut down your presentation? Have enough stories and examples to be able to cut down on your presentation. Take out one or two stories or examples if you need to. For my presentations, I play videos. So if I'm running long, then maybe I'll cut out the last video. No big deal. If you need to stretch on time, then have a couple of stories and anecdotes, examples in your back pocket to add to your points. Another thing to keep in mind when things go wrong is cell phones, right? Oh, so distracting sometimes. So oftentimes I just ignore. Ideally, the person is going to pick up the phone. Hi, Tuan, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully my connection will stay intact, being up here in a different location. So when a cell phone's going off, ideally the person's going to be doing all they can to answer the phone and stop it as soon as possible. But if it's continuing, if it doesn't seem like they're going to answer it, maybe you joke around about it and take it lightly and say, hey, can I answer that? Just be light about it. The audience is going to read your cues. So when you're flustered or you're apologetic or you're upset and angry, they're going to take those cues. So try to play it cool, and then they're going to follow along. Now, what do you do when you're feeling sick? I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am slammed with allergies today and I'm pretty congested. So if you're feeling sick, the show must go on, right? Unless you just cannot stand up. But if you're well enough to stand up, if you're well enough to present, just think of it as, it's just half an hour or it's just 1 hour. These people who've booked you are relying on you to be there. So let them know ahead of time, you know what, I'm feeling under the weather, I'm going to show up, I want to be there for you and your attendees, and I'm going to maybe cut out my Q&A if I am not feeling up to it. And you have a water nearby. Last month, I got slammed with allergies and a cold too, and I had 2 presentations to do. Of course, great timing, right? And in that case, I just had water on standby, tissues on standby, and I just kept going. I'm still understandable when I'm a little bit stuffy, so it's okay. So keep in mind, the show must go on. So I hope these tips were helpful for you all today, and I'll send you pics from my Price is Right live experience tonight, and hopefully I get called down and win big. I'll see you guys next week for Wow Me Wednesday.